Hello, this is Shufang. Welcome back to Lesson 3, Week 12. During this lesson, we will go over the pre-writing stage of an argumentative essay. I shall first give you some useful instruction on how to write the thesis statement of an argumentative essay. Then, we will start to draft the outline of an argumentative essay. Let's start with the first topic, how to write a thesis statement. To write an effective thesis statement, we should keep the following criteria in mind. First, we should avoid factual statements and make sure that our thesis statement is debatable. Actually, we have already mentioned this point in the first lesson of Week 12 when we considered the features of good argumentation. No need for more discussion of this right now. The second key point is that our thesis statement needs to be narrow and specific. In order to have a detailed analysis of the second key point, let's read the following two thesis statements and try to find out which one is more suitable. First, drug use is detrimental to society. Second, illegal drug use is detrimental because it encourages gun violence. The first statement is too broad to argue. First, what is included in the category drugs? Is the author talking about illegal drug use? Recreational drug use, which might include alcohol and cigarettes, or all uses of medication in general? Second, in what ways are drugs detrimental? Is drug use causing death? Is drug use changing the moral climate or causing the economy to decline? Finally, what does the author mean by society? Is the author referring only to America or to the global population? Does the author make any distinction between the effects on children and adults? There are just too many questions that the claim leaves open. The author could not cover all of the topics listed above, yet the generality of the claim leaves all of these possibilities open to debate. In the second thesis statement, the topic of drugs has been narrowed down to illegal drugs, and the detriment has been narrowed down to gun violence. This is much more manageable topic. We can also use qualifiers such as typically, generally, usually, or on average, which can also help to limit the scope of our claim by allowing for the almost inevitable exception to the rule. Now, let's consider how to write a thesis statement. 3 ways to write a thesis statement are recommended here. The first, the question-answer format. For example, we can put forth our statement like this. What can you do to make your marriage divorce proof? The most important way to make your marriage divorce proof is to make sure that you have carefully prepared for that commitment. In this way, our answer to the question is our thesis statement. By structuring our thesis statement in a question-answer format, we can successfully arouse the reader's attention. In this format, we first state one side of the argument and present a statement that refutes it. For example, while some people think there is no way to divorce-proof your marriage, studies have shown that there are fewer divorces when people carefully prepare for that commitment. In this way, we can indicate that we have thoroughly considered the controversial opinions on a chosen issue. The third format is the roadmap format. A roadmap format tells in just a few words or in single sentence each of the main points we will cover. For example, while some people think there is no way to divorce-proof your marriage, studies have shown that there are fewer divorces when, first, people carefully prepare for that commitment by taking the time to get to know the other person before becoming engaged. Second, by spending time with one another's family and friends. Third, by talking about hot-button issues like finances. And fourth, by getting extensive premarital counseling. This is an example of a really strong thesis statement in which we state a claim, our stance on that claim, and the main points that will back up our stance. With the analysis of the thesis statement, we now come to the key point of Week 12's lesson, the standard outline of an argumentative essay. Generally speaking, a typical 5-paragraph topic analytical essay comprises one introductory paragraph, 3 evidentiary body paragraphs, and a concluding paragraph. In the introductory paragraph, we could begin our essay by presenting the full range of opinions concerning our topic. Then we need to explicitly state our thesis to make our positions clear on the topic and support our argument. In doing so, our readers will immediately know where we stand, and it will be easier for them to evaluate the evidence presented. In the evidentiary portion of the essay, we should elaborate on our main argument and provide solid evidence to back up our own position. In the concluding paragraph, we should wrap up the essay by restating why the topic is important and recapping our thesis statement. Depending on our audience and our purpose for writing, the 3 body paragraphs could be structured differently. We could choose to provide the 3 subclaims of our main argument in the body and provide solid evidence to support each of them. This is usually how we should organize our essay. In this method of organization, it is suggested that we address only one subclaim in each body paragraph and explicitly state our claim in the topic sentence. In addition, the 3 subclaims should be presented in the same sequence as they appear in our thesis statement. This way of organization is straightforward and easy to follow, and thus it is the most frequently adopted structure by novice writers. Alternatively, we could choose to build up our evidentiary body by addressing the opposing viewpoints. 2 possible methods of organization are presented as follows. The difference between the 2 possible structures depends on where we want to address the opposing viewpoints, which we discussed in the second lesson of this week's lecture series. No matter which structure we adopt, it is suggested that we clearly indicate how we focus on different sides of the issue. At the end of Lesson 3, let's try to make a summary of today's lesson. In Lesson 3, we have provided some useful instructions for the pre-writing stage. We have talked about general criteria and different formats for composing a thesis statement and the suggested outline for argumentative essays. That's all for this lesson. Thanks for listening. Look forward to seeing you again.